Well, howdy. Hey, you know what? You want to see something really neato? Neato Cabito? Take a look at this. That's right. Welcome to colorful. Now you got to imagine it. You got to imagine colorful Colorado. Here's what the Colorado-Utah border looks like. We're on US Highway 491. And I'll tell you how I got here. Monticello's down that way. Going through Dove Creek tomorrow, and then eventually Dolores, Mancos, and then over to Durango. But as you can tell, the sun is pretty bright, and hopefully, get this, hopefully I can reward myself by going to this place called the State Line Bar and Grill. However, I don't see any cars. So that's a worrisome sign. They do have some campers camping there, so maybe it is open. But I'm giving me something to eat, and I'll tell you all about getting here to Colorado. Oh, but unfortunately, I'm not going to tell you about it inside here. So let's have a seat and bring you up to speed. Darn. And I'm hungry too. I purposely didn't eat. Seeing this here, and they didn't have anything on the internet or on the maps as to what their hours were, so I was just betting on it being open, and this being Wednesday, and they not being open till Thursday. Run out of luck. They don't even open till 11, so oh well. Anyway, so where did I leave you? I left you, I was getting down the Boulder Mountains in Utah. All of a sudden got a big thunderstorm, flooded a whole bunch of stuff around there. And then the Utah coordinator for the American Discovery Trail, Bob Palin, hello there Bob, and thank you very much. He ran me up Highway 12 into Torrey to get resupplied, and then he said, hey, just stay at my place tonight, do your laundry and all that. So I got laundry done, got a shower and all that. And then because of the rain, and also partly too because I was just zapped, worn down, tired, beat up from Nevada and Utah. And also because the water caches weren't out yet where I was going. So he ran me from Torrey around Bears Ears into Blanding, Utah. And then stayed a couple days, we stayed 3 days Blanding. And then I walked the highway to Monticello, and then camped a couple miles outside Monticello. And then from Monticello, I walked here to from that camp a couple miles out of Monticello, I walked here to the colorful Colorado border. So that's bringing you up to speed. The next phase here, or section, I'm going down to Dove Creek. From Dove Creek, I was going to turn and go up to Rico, then go up to Silverton and down to Creed. But I'm still feeling kind of wiped out, and there's 3 12,000-foot passes, like bam, 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 all in a row, with like 3 or 4,000 foot climbs in a short distance. So I've opted from Dove Creek, I'm going down to Dolores, then Mancos, and then Durango. That's all going to be pretty much highway walking. And then from Durango, get this, I'm following the same route on my first walk from Durango up to Vallecito Reservoir, then up the Pine River, up and over Weminuche Pass, which will be interesting. If you might remember on the first walk, we were doing that in snow. So now it should be all clear. So up and over Weminuche Pass down to Creed, and then I'll pick up the planned route again, take it from Creed to South Fork to Del Norte across San Luis Valley, up and over the Sangre de Cristos, and then to Trinidad, and then from Trinidad is where I'll exit Colorado, do that little sliver of New Mexico, and then head on out over Oklahoma. So that's the plan over the next few weeks, and so there you have it. So now the plan for right now is to figure out where to camp tonight. I suppose I can probably camp over here with all these campers. Maybe I'll do that. Or maybe I'll just head on down the road another mile or two and find a juniper tree. So we'll do what we're gonna do. Good morning. First full day in Colorado. Yes, sirree. So just walking this highway 491 down to Dove Creek. Get a little something to eat there, maybe get a couple of supplies. And then I found a place, I don't have to knock on the door tonight. There's a park in a place called Cajon. So I think I can get by with just stealth camping there. Unless they got some sort of event going on. And, oh look, there's a penny. Let's pick it up. Up, tails. So no wish. So that's the plan for today. And tomorrow, I'll probably end up in Dolores. Or, well, that doesn't sound right. Maybe I will. No, it doesn't sound right. I think Saturday I end up in Dolores. Or just short of it. No, I have no idea. I'm just walking across America. I have no idea where I'm going. Okay. Well, first stop in Colorado. Stopped at a grain elevator. You can't really see it. I'll take a picture of it when I take off. So it only turns out I'm only about a mile from Dove Creek, so I just stopped here for a second in the shade. No, it's not a juniper tree. And speaking of juniper trees, I think we're going to be seeing fewer and fewer of them the next day, and then we'll be completely out of the zone until maybe southeastern Colorado. We might see a few, and maybe in that little northeastern part of New Mexico. And after that, it's no more. So let's get a move on. Into Dove Creek, get something to eat, a couple things at the store, and then down to Cajon in the park for tonight. A little bit different than the ones we came across in Kansas, huh? You know, I've seen more and more as the years have gone by, the cement elevators have been getting replaced by those corrugated steel ones. But if you think about it, I guess a good number of those cement ones were all pretty much built in the same era, so it'd be fitting that they're all about at that age they need to get replaced. And I guess these kinds a lot easier to slap up and get going. What do I know, huh? iCountry elevator, beans and wheat. Beans and wheat, beans and wheat. And speaking of those cement grain elevators, got one right here. Just sitting out here all by its lonesome. And that's just about, well, it's less than a quarter mile from the other one. Huh. Pretty tall. So walking through, or actually sitting down there in that little cafe here in Dove Creek. I learned that Dove Creek was actually settled around the early 1900s. It was pretty much an area of just about a bunch of sagebrush. So people came through here, cleared the sagebrush, started planting stuff. One of the crops they planted was pinto beans. And so that tall elevator right there that we passed earlier, that's actually a pinto bean elevator. Unlike the other ones that we passed, the metal ones, they're more for the other things that they do here, is like wheat and soybeans. But anyway, Dove Creek is considered the pinto bean capital of the world, not because they produce the most pinto beans, but because they produce the highest quality pinto beans. Didn't know there was a difference between pinto beans. But anyway, like I said, it was settled in the 1900s, early 1900s. And then there was another boom of immigrants coming in who were fleeing the Dust Bowls of the Central Plains. And then after World War II, there was another boom for miners that were coming trying to find uranium for all the up and coming atomic age, right? But for the most part, Dove Creek has centered around the agriculture aspect of it, as well as some tourism that's going on. But before the white man settled here, there was the Indians. You had the Anasazi and the Puebloans, who were here maybe around 600 AD. And then they disappeared, or they left because I guess prolonged drought. And then the Utes came in, took their place, and then of course the white guys came in. So just like you see in history all over the world, right? One group gets here and they leave, or one group gets here, another group comes in and pushes them out. So I guess that's the big cycle of society, civilization, no matter where you are. So Dove Creek, Colorado, and I got to go over to the Dove Creek Superette, stock up on some stuff for tonight and tomorrow morning, and then see what we do after that. One other thing I want to tell you about Dove Creek. I think I told you before that I was going to go up to Rico and then Silverton and the Creed, and then I was going to go to Durango. I was still keeping open the route to go up to Rico and Silverton and Creed, even with those 12,000 foot passes. But I found out earlier that Ophir Pass, which would have been an alternate to one of the other passes, it's a little bit lower, but it's still closed on one side because of snow. So that's sealed the deal. I'm going to Durango because if Ophir Pass is closed, then one of those other three had probably got still some snow going on it too. So definitely Dolores, then Mancos, then Durango, and then Creed. Just had a nice break in the shade. Got a little bit less than 3 hours to go. Somebody a little ways back there stopped on the highway, honked at me. Said, "Here." Gave me a nice ice cold liter of cold water. So thank you very much. It was actually from California. So like I said, I guess the plan is to go to the park in Cajon. And I might stop if there looks like a good spot before that, I might stop about a mile ahead of that. And then that'll set me up for 2 days to Dolores, which will be 26 miles. Some of you out there going, 26 miles, I can do that in a day. Well, sure you can. You know, what's interesting is this whole trip, I've seen very few, or even smelled very few, dead animals. In fact, I think ever since I've gotten to Blanding, I can maybe count all the dead animals I've seen on both my hands and still have some fingers left over. But on this stretch, from Monticello, going along this US 491, it's been a common occurrence, whether it's been deer or something smaller. I've seen a couple of cats and smell them constantly, whereas I only smelled them once, you know, on the whole thing. So I guess there's something special about this road where they just jump out there. The other morning, where I was sleeping underneath that juniper tree alongside the road, where I didn't leave until 11:30, I saw some deer going out onto the road, and the car coming by honked at the horn, honked at the deer, and the deer ran back. So I guess they're fearless around here. As you can see, it's the end of the day. The goal is right up there. There's a park up there. If that doesn't work out, I can come back here. It's about 9/10 of a mile back, and right up there on that. Wouldn't be the perfect spot, but at least it's above the road, so it wouldn't be too obvious. Let's see how the park turns out. Well, take a look at this. Cajon Park. It's got brand new barbecue things. Too bad I didn't bring my big propane, right? And looks like it might even have electricity. I'll check that out a bit later on. There's no sign saying that the park closes at night. So depending upon the mosquitoes, I may just set up over here in the trees. And if they're mosquito-y, then I'll just camp out underneath the thing here. So thanks, little town of Cajon. And pretty nice. Okay, so like I said, 28 miles to Dolores. So, no, 26 miles to Dolores. So a couple of 13-mile days, or 15 and 11, or 11 and 15. Just see where the camp spots show up, and I'll probably try to get out of here early, so maybe tomorrow will be the longer day and Saturday will be the shorter day. All right, good night from Cajon Town Park. Oh, horseshoes. Maybe I can play horseshoes by myself. Good morning. So guess what? I got up at 6 and I'm leaving at 9. Oh, look at that. There's a house. There's a house for sale. Any takers? Or if you want a homework assignment, the address is 51981 US 491 in Cajon, Cahone. So anyway, I left at 9 o'clock, but I have good reason. I ate right before I went to bed. So a lot of times when I do that, you know, my system now has got all the energy going, so it didn't get a whole lot of rest. So when I woke up, it's like, I don't want to go to school. And then the other thing, in the middle of the night, the winds really got whipping, and I had moved out there into the grass underneath the trees. And with the way the wind was going, I thought, well, That'd be nice if a branch came down on me. So I moved all my stuff underneath the picnic pavilion, and then I couldn't get back to sleep for about 45 minutes. So that's my reasons, and I'm sticking to it. So anyway, like I said yesterday, I only have to do 13 miles, but I think I might end up doing 16, or even possibly 18. 16 miles is the next food that I can get. I can stop and ask people for, hi birdie. I can stop and ask people for water if I need it, but I've got 3 liters. So 16 miles is a gas station, and then another 2 miles is a state-owned property if I can't find any stealth spot near that gas station. And I told you yesterday in Dove Creek, yeah, how it's the bean capital of the world because of quality, not because of quantity. But anyway, that looks like the old ways of doing beans, and this looks like the new way of doing beans. New building, huh? Oh, here's another one over here too. Old versus new. Old beans, new beans. And there's JT's Country Co-op. All right, I think we've walked through Cajon. Well, just passed another deer there on the side of the road. Didn't smell this time, but I guess they know that, yes, indeed, this is the place where they are supposed to cross and get hit. Man, they gotta call this road Deer Alley. Yeah. Next 10 miles. Now this is kind of funny. We're leaving Dolores County and entering Montezuma County, but we're headed to Dolores. How does that compute? Well, break time, and it's it's interesting when you're walking out there in the sun, even with the breeze, it's like hot. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm all soaked with sweat. And then when you stop in the shade, it's like, whoa, it's cold, I need a jacket. I mean, not that bad, but still. The other thing too, the deer must like this little road, I guess you can call it. There's 2 dead deer right there. You can't see them, can't smell them, but they're there within 12 feet of each other. Deer Alley continues. Yeah, nice little break there in the shade. Bye-bye, deer. I think they got soybeans planted there. Anyway, there must be another deer here. I can smell it. Anyway, it looks like they got hit by a car. You can see all the debris. Ugh, stinks. Get out of here. It's interesting how the landscape has changed. Going through pretty much all farms now. And you can tell the farmers that have got a little bit better going on by their equipment. Either the amount of equipment that they have or the newness of it. As you can see with this guy here. And also you can tell sometimes with the way they keep their yards at their house. Oftentimes, you'll find properties with old scraggly houses and overgrown grass, weeds, things like that, and nary a farm implement in sight, and kind of rundown buildings as well. So some have a better, I don't know if you call it luck or whatever, but some get it better, and some not quite so much. Guess just like anything in life, right? Hey, here's something. I guess we shouldn't just call this Deer Alley, but we should also call it, look at that, Money Alley. I just found all that, that's at least $2 and change. But all along this highway, well, I shouldn't say all along, but here and there I found a coin. And now this big mother load. All right, I got dinner tonight. It's interesting how from one state to another, just bam, things change just like that. I'm now in a place called Pleasant View, and there's actually this place right here that sells supplies for making teepees. Those aren't just there for decoration. Oh, look at this too. But they actually make supplies for teepees. So if you ever need to make one, just look up Pleasant View, Colorado, and you'll find your stuff. I was hoping to find some food, but I think that's just a furniture and decor store. Oh, liquor store. That means there's some food. Okay. Well, no food, but I did get myself an orange juice and got myself pineapple juice. And the interesting thing there is the guy that's behind the counter. When I asked him how far that gas station is, about 10 miles. And I said, okay, it'll take me about 4 hours to go. Oh, you're walking. And I go, yeah. And he goes, yeah, I walked from here to Derry, Maine once. And so I asked him, well, what was the reason that he walked from here to Derry, Maine? Well, because he was 16 and his mom said he couldn't move out, so he just hoofed it up to Maine. So anyway, I'm gonna have my orange juice, take my break after 1 hour, and then continue on. All right, back on our way. What's interesting about this liquor store, it's also a Napa Auto Parts store. You walk in there, three-quarters, 7/8 of the store is auto parts, and then they've just got a cooler with beer and wine, and then a couple soft drinks and juices. So anyway, this is the little place called Pleasant View. And now, I think the next little place is called Lewis. Well, there's the original route way out there. Look at those peaks. And I just read something as well. I was telling you yesterday that one of my alternate passes, Ophir Pass, was still blocked because of snow. Well, I just read something that a Jeep even got stuck in there in the snow up there. So it's a good choice I didn't go that way. I would have been complaining all the way, especially if I had to post hole in the snow up there. I guess at 12,000 feet there still would be snow, yeah. Well, that was pretty nice. I had a little break there in the shade, just alongside the highway. This guy came driving up into his house. Said, hey, I saw you sitting there. So he brought me a bunch of stuff to eat and a nice cold drink. He also gave me a frozen bottle of water. So that's got me raring to go for the next 6.3 miles. And thank you very much. And look at that. Once again, that's where I was going to go. Made the right decision, yep. Oh, the other thing he told me too is that this US Highway 491 that I'm walking on used to be US 666, and they renumbered it, I guess, for obvious reasons. I wonder if that explains why has been a death trap for all the deer. I've seen at least 20 of them so far. Well, you know what they say, right? They say, hey, no, that's not what they say. They say, X marks the spot. How'd you like to live on Road X? Where do you live? X. Well, nothing I can do but step over you, buddy. Sorry about that. Ugh. Hold your breath. Ooh-wee. I'm telling you, it's probably been at least 3 per mile. I mean, not 3 regularly, but the number of I've come across dead deer on this road today, it averaged out to about 3 a mile. And all the dead birds, too. Of all the thousands of miles on these walks across America, this is the biggest number of deer I've found on any stretch of any road, anywhere. Huh. Looking for a classic car? 1926 Model T, 23,000 bucks, new wiring, new top, new tires, all original steel. Can be yours if the price is right. The long shadows of the end of day begin to stretch out in front of me. So I'm on the road to Dolores. Stopped over at the gas station. Got a good healthy meal. A bag of tacos, a burrito, a cranberry almond chicken sandwich, orange juice, milk. The restaurant was closed. They're doing some sort of remodeling. So now, it's a good thing I stopped at the gas station anyway. They gave me some good information. There's a place in camp down here a couple miles next to a lake. And then they also told me about a place tomorrow when I leave Dolores tomorrow evening. About 5 miles out, a place called Summit Lake. So, all in all, it's pretty good. And I'm babbling about something. I want to tell you something. I forget what it is. So, today will be 18 miles. So forget about the 13-mile day and a 13-mile day. There'll be an 18-mile day. And then tomorrow will be 8 miles. I'll go into Dolores, hang around there for a bit. I go to church in the evening, and then about another 5 miles after that. So, and then into Mancos will be 14 miles the next day. So that's the plan. Tomorrow, 8 miles and 5 miles, and then the next day 14 miles to Mancos, and then the next day, the next 2 days from Mancos will be about, I think, 14 miles a day. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's say 20 miles. So I was walking to the lake, and this couple stopped. I think it was about 1.5 miles from the lake. The couple stopped, said, where are you going? I said, well, I'm just going to this lake up here. He said, well, hop in, I'll give you a ride. So I figured 1.5 miles, right? Well, we got talking, and next thing I know, I was in Dolores. And So now I was thinking about, there's a hostel in Dolores. So what I decided is I walked a couple miles outside of Dolores. And I'm on this little random strip of Forest Service land with the highway right below, and nobody's going to know. And then there's some Forest Service land over there. So this is my home for the night, and now I'm going to decide. I'll decide when I wake up if I'm going to be lazy or not. Decide if I'm going to hang around Dolores all day or hoof it down to Mancos, because now I'm only about 17 miles from Mancos. So, see what happens in the morning. In the meantime, good night. All right, good morning. The above the highway spot last night, not too bad, but I don't know if the weather's changing because got a pretty cool breeze coming from the east. Haven't had that, unless that's just the microclimate here. So I've decided I'm going to go down to Mancos, or go up to Mancos. It's a flat, and come down this hill here. So 18 miles today, and better pay attention down this hill here. That's a little steeper than I thought. Anyway, it's 7 something, so I got out a little bit early, but not as early as I had my alarm set for. So let's head it out. Well, that didn't take long. That cold breeze, poof, it stopped. And it's warming up already. It's 7:50. And what's interesting here, this little road between Dolores and Mancos, even this early in the morning, is a lot of traffic. But it seems to be local traffic because they're all waving. So the plan is now, I'm doing about 3 miles an hour already, so that's not too bad. And I've got dirt on the side, so that's good. So the plan is to, I think I'll stop at a place called Summit Lake, which I think is a little bit past halfway, and eat a proper breakfast or lunch. I just had a bag of Friday's potato chips that guy gave me yesterday. Breakfast of champions, right? And I got some root beer here that Lyle and Diana gave me last night. So I'll stop there at Summit Lake and then see what else we got to eat. These guys have been giving me an escort. Or maybe they didn't tell me, get the heck out of town. Yeah, see, there we go. You know, it's really interesting when you're on different sections of highway, how that section seems to have the same kind of stuff along the road. For instance, like yesterday, right? Bunch of dead deer and dead birds and change. And then there's one section of road once that I had that just a whole bunch of oh, dead deer. There's one section of road that I had once. There was a whole bunch of those individual floss sticks for teeth, just for miles and miles. And now on this road here, besides smelling somebody's laundry, I could smell their dryer sheets too. But on this section, I passed my third set of glasses on the side of the road. 2 last night and 1 this morning. Huh. maybe people, when they drive this road, it's almost a miracle and they get cured of their bad eyesight. So there's hope for me on this section. Throw away the glasses. Well, here's our stop, Summit Lake. Let's go see what it has to offer. Car's coming. Let's wait so we don't get squished. Wouldn't want to be like all those deer yesterday. So Summit State Wildlife Area, huh? Guess it's right down here. It's a good thing I didn't come here last night. When I talked to the girl at the gas station, she said, yeah, it's only about 5 miles outside town. Turns out it's about 10 miles. Maybe she meant 5 times 2. Well, here we go. Summit Lake is pretty fair size. I didn't expect it to be this large. Let's see how the water temperature is. Relatively, I was going to say relatively clear, but only on the shore. Not too cold. Should I go swimming? So I'm going to hang out here for a bit. Have my lunch or brunch, whatever you want to call it. Getting down to the bare bones on food, so so I think I've got about 8 more miles to let's see, 9.8, maybe a little bit over 8 miles to Mancos. So I'll probably hang out here for at least an hour, dry off my back, eat some brunch. Oh, look at this. Somebody didn't like that fish. Okay, check back in with you. Thank you very much, Summit Reservoir. A number of people showed up. They had paddle boards, kayaks, and of course fishing. So I got to cross this road again without getting hit. So far so good. So far so good. All right, here we go. Mancos, 9.1 miles. That away. Actually though, the road turns, so that away. It's been refreshing to be back in these pines. I don't know what's on the other side. I'm guessing it's more pine trees, hopefully, because as much as I like the junipers and how they provide good coverage and good wind protection, I'm ready for a change of pace into these pines again. And of course, now as I say that, countryside opens way back up. La, 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 la. When I was signing in on the register there, a couple of deputies showed up, and from the sheriff's office. They're looking for a guy who's missing.